Jackson sitting next to the Jones Street boys. We've got the Moon Runners right by the Van Cortlandt Rangers. Nobody is wasting nobody. You're standing right now with 9 delegates from 100 gangs, and there's over 100 more. 60,000 soldiers. Now the race for 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
So when you turn against your higher self, you suffer. So the first thing you do is the spirit will tell you to do one thing, your lower nature tell you to do the other. And most of the time you follow the lower nature, and as soon as you fuck it, you say, damn, I told you to do the other shit. You didn't know, you thinking it's a thought. That's your high self saying, fool. I know all. You see, you supposed to have done this. That's your higher self. So, breaking it down and say you got an angel on the right of you and an angel on the left of you, which is actually high nature, lower nature. And the angel on the right of you will tell you every damn time, you need to do this shit. And it always tell you first, because you always ask the question first. Because you're asking the Akashic records, which is the melanin computer. What should I do? And it gives you the damn answer, but then you start rationalizing and intellectualizing, and then you go to the lower nature. Oh, fuck that shit. Yeah, I can do it this way. Boom, you done fucked up. So when you turn against God, it's not turning against a God up there. The God up there don't exist. It's only a big ball of energy that don't give a fuck whether you live or die. But the God down here, which is not your physical body, which is the higher self in you, is the agent in which that super force can only doggone be manifested in the first place. You get it? And that's what we're talking about here. Because the physical don't exist at all. You only an illusion. You never existed. We'll get into that in a few minutes because we got to go into some other science. We're still dealing with the hard copy. We're still on page 1. Okay. Now, when we get into the Clone Wars, you must understand that most of these buildings that you see in your neighborhood that's closed down are not closed down. Yes. Any buildings you see with windows are boarded up, in old high schools, old political buildings, or old public buildings that's boarded up, there's laboratories in there doing everything from DNA cloning, implants, and all of that shit. And this is how they can snatch a nigga right up in your neighborhood. Yeah. You must understand this at this particular time. We're at a big war, so we're going to get into that in a few minutes. We lose is because we refuse to accept advanced sciences. Now, what happened? In the 1960s, you got out and start marching. Although that was a government thing, a counter-revolutionary thing, to stop real revolutionary types of programs. You know, the Marcus Garvey, he doing his thing. Du Bois blocks it. Noble Ali, Elijah Muhammad doing their thing. Martin Luther King blocks it, which was a #1 government agent under the same doctrine of Gandhi that they used, the British intelligence used the Gandhi nonviolent shit to manipulate and exploit India. Now you see the motherfuckers pour over there like crazy. Gandhi was a government agent. So when they wanted to have a counter-revolutionary, they gave Martin Luther King the same teachings. Take it or leave it alone. Like I said in another lecture, there was a spiritual woman that understood that this man wasn't right, and she stabbed that motherfucker. Because saw a vision. She said, wait a minute, it's a government shit here. Remember, they only award people holidays who have worked for the government and have been affected. You better take it or leave it alone, because every time you get an argument, the cracker throw up Martin Luther King in your face. Yes. But like they said, if they loved him so much, why didn't they keep the motherfucker around? But the key is you always make a person a martyr that you want a certain doctrine to stick. This is reality. We can debate this thing right now. We go into the science on this. But dealing with it, we understand now that the Civil Rights Program was a government-funded program based on the Freedmen's Bureau and based on the 50C3-1 law, which is over all of the churches, which is a part of the same government entity. Let's not be funny with this mess. But anyway, dealing with this particular science that we're dealing with here. In the 1960s.
Peace. I think like with this one thing that I think people are gonna like probably get tired of hearing me say, but there's always been talk of like all these different books that I've read. It's always been talk of like you can regenerate yourself. So you read something, but it's like basically what I've been understanding now is, and I don't even think this is going to be for certain people, but most of your body you can regenerate. So I literally have went from not being able to see it, like damn near anything without glasses, to now, I don't even want to say this loud because I don't, in the Bible, right? Jesus said, every time Jesus healed somebody, right? He always told whoever it was, go back where you was at, go rest, go to your family, don't tell nobody. So I'm gonna take his advice, but I'm a like try to like at least, I'm not yelling this to the rooftops, but I want people to know that you can heal yourself. I'm not saying I can heal you. I can't do anything. I'm not giving you medical advice. This is not what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just telling you what my mother told me to tell you. All right. You can do certain things to make yourself feel better and I'll be able to see better. So there's certain things you can do. I'm not telling y'all what you can do. No. That's the thing. I'm not going to tell you. You got to pay me for that. I need some money. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I need some money. Because I'm not really trying to tell these secrets to nobody. To be able to go from wearing, like having to go, I gotta order contacts, I gotta get glasses, I gotta go to the job, I gotta look at my eyes, see if I can see far enough and all that other goofy ass shit. When in reality, a lot of these myths, I say probably all of them, are not myths, they're reality. So, believe me or don't believe me, I don't care. But those that listen with the ear to hear, I got something for you, okay? I got something for you, but listen, you're not going to like it. I'm telling you, you're not going to want to go through the process. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a hard process. Like, I know when you ever read the Bible and be like, you see 40 days? Like, nigga, what? Like, oh no, they say and night, but I don't think so, bro. Like, I mean, even though it is possible to not eat anything for long amounts of time, as long as you got, some water and you're breathing right. So you take everything with a grain of sand, but always pay attention to what's going on. I'm telling you, that book, they want y'all to be against that. They want y'all to not read that book. I'm telling you, it's history inside. I had to read other books to find out they getting the history of the world from the Bible. And they got other books that they just giving you the basically, the Bible is basically the book for dummies for most of y'all. Like, it's not even like the full story. So there's all these other books and nobody else reading, but they be having abbreviations for them Jones that y'all don't pay attention to. I know you don't, because I know if you're not a pastor, if you ain't a deacon, you ain't somebody in the know, I know you ain't paying, you ain't looking at that. You're not looking at that, are you? Nope. But I tell you this much. The truth is in the light. The truth is in the light. Okay? So, you believe that book if you want to or not. Listen. But it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Mother. That's what it is. Right? Believe me or don't believe me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Believe me or don't believe me. Because you know what? You know what? God is back. God is back. All praises due to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Peace. Shalom.
Understanding. So the more and more you study and understand the mysteries of the universe, and more you study and stuff, the more and more you kill a dollar by your thoughts. So now, this is the key. There's a lot of stuff that's in the New Age that you have to read with a grain of salt, but there's one mystery that you can always do. That is, you get your ancient scripts, your Gnosticism, your Hermeticism, your ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, and you deal with a lot of ancient stuff. And if the new stuff don't pan out where they can bear witness to the ancient stuff, you know that that's the white man coming in making some new shit for himself. Always deal with stuff where they include the ancient knowledge, and you'll know that that particular stuff that they're explaining now is more truthful. You see what I'm saying? More truthful and all. So that's what you do. You deal with the ancient knowledge, and that's how you actually can determine on whether you are on the right path and stuff. But the key is when it comes to light. Light is based on, let me get my notes here because I want to. Light is based on understanding, and that's one of the main keys. The more you understand, the more you put knowledge into this brain, the more and more your light shines. You see what I'm saying? So the more and more you think of importance of stuff outside that is not of truth and not of knowledge, the more and more you keep your light from enhancing. You see what I'm saying? So the deal is, C. Freeman L. used to say a lot of things. He said, because there's ways to do things with diet and certain things that you can do physically to enhance the quality of your chakras and the different things spiritually. But there's a way to bypass a lot of things that you have to do physically, like diet and a lot of certain meditation, by just basically understanding. When you understand, you can bypass different things, different realms. Take, for instance, in psychic realms. You got people that don't understand ancient knowledge, and they can only pick up psychic things based on what somebody's mother's doing or what kind of marriage. And basically that's what you have on your psychic hotlines. Those people, see, there's different realms of psychic phenomenon. And based on your level of understanding the great mysteries of ancient, is you greater get to the realms that the other psychics can't get to. Some psychics can only deal with the fourth dimension and the third dimension, which is basically mundane realms. You see what I'm saying? So when you come in and ask them something about something very high spiritual, they can only give you the mundane part of it. You see what I'm saying? Or they won't even pick it up because they can't get on that realm. But the more knowledge you can have, the more you can get on higher realms. So even in the psychic realm, a person as a psychic don't necessarily mean a person has access to the knowledge that's on those realms, because it's gateways. And you can't get on those gateways to try to understand. So certain spiritual entities can't even come and even sojourn with you not unless you have a certain knowledge of those spiritual entities. You see what I'm saying? So because most of those people are just basic psychics, where a psychic is only conducive to the knowledge that emanates it. So basically, if they don't know of any type of knowledge, they can only do psychic things based on the physical world. So they can do things based on a little bit of things to tell you what you're going to happen in the future, a few things of what's going to happen, and a few things that's happening around you in your everyday life, but they can't tell you things on certain realms. And when it comes to some of them, they can't get to that because of racism. So certain realms ain't going to open up to them also too, because they understand that even if they give them some of that, they can't take what they see, and they always change it around. You see that?
White people are
very limited.
White psychics, very limited on the realm.
Right, and see, like, take for instance, when I was up in New York, Bill Lilly said, I'm gonna take you by this white lady, and then he stopped, and I guess he got a channel. He said, by the way, she won't even know that you even have knowledge whatsoever, because that realm that you deal on, she won't even be able to even challenge. She can only deal on the realm what knowledge that she has. Even though this woman here was an advanced person that was this head witch. And I was like, well, I don't need to be messing around with her and stuff. I said, and that's the reason why they caught you up in some stuff recently and stuff, because they, because they vampires. You see, they can get your stuff. But the key is also too, a lot of them, I have met some of them, and and they're psychics, but they have no way of knowing that I have any knowledge whatsoever. Although they can see your light and stuff, and they can say, oh, your aura is real strong enough, but they don't know, because they're not on that particular realm. They're not on that particular realm. So the best way to kill him is basically you based on your understanding. So even this, and I've come to find out now, even with the books, it's one thing to read the books, and it's one thing to if you just take, for instance, if you just take some time to yourself. A lot of times when we take time to ourselves, we have relaxation. We don't be thinking about nothing knowledgeable. Take time to yourself, but just sit down and think on knowledgeable things. Something that's knowledge on how you're going to get out of this, and what are the things that the stuff that you have learned by now, and therefore you will get the actual channels, or you will get the actual understanding. There's only one problem with getting a certain understanding, because we don't have confidence in ourselves. When the stuff come to us, we just say, oh, that's just some shit. I'm just thinking of some shit. It should be so correct, be so true, and you know it's true, but you be like, oh, that's just me thinking. I'm making this up. That ain't you thinking. That's actually a channel, and you thinking it's something else, because we don't have confidence in ourselves. And I'm guilty of that myself. You see, I'm guilty of that myself, because there's always a constant thing you have to work at, because we've been trained this particular way. So these are things that we also talk about that you have to, that you actually have to do to get to a certain level